I'm back this week with the third workout for the startup workout series. This final workout for the series is mostly going to use bands. It's really going to be another full body workout containing 6 exercises like we've been doing, with 2 sets of 15 to 20 reps this time, with the exception of the Bulgarian Split Squats. Again, I'm going to have an intro followed by me completing the sets with you for each exercise. I'm going to include chapter links for all the intros and sets, so if you want to reference the exercise or the workout later on, you can just skip around. Now, there will also be links to the other workouts in the series as well. So if you enjoy my content, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. I really do appreciate your support. Now, this workout will include the following exercises. We will be performing Bulgarian split squats, chest press, straight arm pull downs, side raises, lean forward curls, and tricep extensions. We will use the same basic tempo from the previous 2 workouts. So on the eccentric or negative portion of the exercise, I would like for you to take 3 to 4 seconds on the way down, pause for a second or so, and then press up. Now, some exercises may differ a little bit with the tempo since we're using bands. Now, if it does, I'm going to point this out and explain what you can do to make the exercise even more efficient with the bands. So just stay tuned for that. And like previously with the dumbbells, start with light bands until you feel comfortable with these movements. As you really get more comfortable with it, you can progress by either slowing the pace, stepping out from the anchor point from the bands, and just move up to a thicker band or bands to make it more challenging, adding more resistance. Now, always remember to consult with your physician before starting any type of workout. So I hope you're excited. Let's get to it. All right, so first exercise of this workout is going to be a little bit different. Now, it can be a difficult exercise. Keep it simple. If you struggle with this, hey, you're okay doing lunges we've done earlier in the program. That's fine. You do not have to start with a bench this high. You can start with something much lower if you need it. So we're doing Bulgarian split squats. So that's basically where you put your leg up here on the bench and we're squatting down with one leg, okay? So that's basically the exercise we're gonna do. Like I said, if something of this height's too much, don't worry about it. So let's start off first. So how do you get set up? One kind of way I like to get set up, so if you put your foot up here, it's very easy to have your foot too close in or way too far out where you're getting too much of a stretch here. Okay, we don't want either of that. So easy way I follow to stay consistent each time, I like to just sit on the bench. And when I sit on the bench, I'll just, whatever leg I'm gonna start with, I'll have my leg out and I just like to step there and then I'll place my foot right here. I like to keep kind of my toe, forefoot, just the top of my foot there. And when you go down, you want to just squat down, okay? If this is still too close, you can go out a little bit, but like I said, you don't want to be too far in or too far out. So that's why I like this method. It just helps me have a consistent distance when I'm out there. So start roughly there, start with my left leg. And if you can only go down this far, so be it, start with that. So we're not doing 15 to 20 reps here. Tougher exercise, we're just doing 10 to 12. Hey, if you can only do 6 to 10, do that. So just start where you need to. And this is a tad close to me, so I'm gonna scoot out just a little bit. You can also scoot that foot back there. So as you go down, you want to go straight down, okay? And then you want to press up with your hamstrings, your glutes, and of course your quads are going to come into play too. When you're going, You don't want to rock back. You don't want to rock back on your back leg. We're focusing on the leg out front. So I'm just going to go down. I like to hold my hands to the side as if I had dumbbells in there. So I like to go down and squat up, down, squat up, and I feel it all through my hamstrings, glutes, quads. So just nice and easy. And then when you're done with that, reset. If you want to sit here to get close to the distance you need to get from the bench, we'll just say I'm about there. I switch to my right side and I go down. Now you want to go straight, you want to keep straight up. You may, get off balance a little bit. That's okay. Brace your core, look straight ahead, and just go down. And you'll definitely feel it. Like I said, we're not rocking back or anything like that. We're going straight down. And you want to be careful, don't lean. We don't want to go way over the toe or anything like that. Just go straight down. So I'm just going straight down. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'll go down that far. I just go to where I'm comfortable. But if you're just comfortable to here, hey, start with that. As you progress over time, you'll get there, no problem. Like I said, it'll get you breathing heavy regardless of doing weight or not. It's a great exercise. Just modify it if you're not quite ready to do the full rep. Just go a quarter of the way down. Like I said, if this bench, if it's too high for you, find a shorter bench or stool that won't fall over. Chair's a great way. Get a dinner chair. That's a great remedy to have for it, where you can just place your leg on there. And it's a great way to work individually your legs. So if you have one leg that's stronger than the other and you have weakness on one side, it's a great way to kind of pull them in line and get them closer together. So if you do have that, my recommendation would be do the same amount of reps that you can get on your weaker leg, so you can build them up to the same level over time. So that's the intro to this exercise. Let's get to it. Like I said, 10 to 12 reps, 2 sets. Let's do it. All right, so now we are going to do set number 1 of the Bulgarian split squats. So get to your bench, chair, whatever you may be using. Like I said, a good way to start out. You may find a comfortable distance just throwing your leg up here. That's fine. I like this just to give me a ballpark idea. This just kind of gets me closer to my comfort level as far as where I need to be on the bench. So like I said, we're going to do 10 to 12 reps on each leg. So just chest up, kind of straight up, and remember, we're going down on this leg. We're not coming back. So straight down as you can for this movement. As you progress, you can always add dumbbells to it, but we're just doing body weight till you get used to it. Like I said, if you can only go a quarter of the way down, go for it. So let me get started. So I'm gonna go down and just press up. So down, press up. And you want your legs straight ahead. You don't want to be caving in or anything like that. So if you are, definitely don't go down all the way. You want to just kind of make sure you're stable in that position. So for demonstration purposes, I'll do 10 to 12 here today. So on this one, it may be hard to do a 3 to 4 second countdown like we've been doing on the others. If you need to make it more difficult, feel free to do that. It definitely makes it a lot harder if you go slow down and then come up, but because it's a tough exercise because you're using one leg, and you'll definitely feel it. You'll feel it in your butt or glutes, your hamstring, your quads. It's a great exercise. All right, let's just say I'm on 9 right here. I'll do 3 more. 10. And if you stumble a little bit, that's fine. Reset. If you have to take your leg off, that's fine, but always brace your core. I'll do 2 more. And up. So you can either sit down and get the distance. I'm gonna keep my right leg about where I am and just stick the left one back. Just be safe. If you have to kick it out a little bit, that's fine. And go down. And you can tell, like, I can feel it as I'm pressing up with my hamstring and glutes. I feel it all through there. So this is a great, not just a beginner exercise, this is a great exercise. It will really make your legs stronger. You can add mass to your legs this way. It's just a great overall exercise. But like I said, you don't want to extend too far or get too close. Just get a good, comfortable distance for you. All right, we'll say that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then just come off the bench just nice and safe. Great job. It's not an easy exercise, but it's a great one to perfect. So just work on your form. Like I said, if you're just doing partial reps, that's okay. Work. Next time you do it, go a little further and so forth. So great job on set 1. You hear me breathing hard. It's not an easy exercise. Let's get ready for set 2. All right, now let's knock out set number 2 of the Bulgarian Split Squats. Like I said, if you want to start here, stretch your legs out. Kind of where it meets is around there is usually a good spot, or a little above. Gets me at a good distance usually. So 10 to 12 reps. I'm not going to talk as much. If you have any questions on any of the exercises of this workout, leave me a comment. I'll be happy to answer. So I'm going to go down. 4. I think that's 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And I like to breathe out when I go up. So just keep that core tight, brace your core to help you balance. And I like to look straight ahead to balance. If you're looking all around, it's easy to lose your balance. So just look straight ahead. I'll do 1 more. That's either 12 or 13. So instead of sitting down, like I said, I have my right foot about the same area, and I'll just look back, just keep your balance. Might have to adjust your foot a little bit, and then just start that set. Either way you do it, if you need to sit down first, that's fine. Just be safe through the transition there. More. 5, 6, 8, 2 more. And like I said, you see I'm more at a normal pace here. And like we've talked about, you can definitely make it more difficult slowing it down, but it's pretty hard on this exercise. And like I've talked about, I use this exercise whether I'm trying to build muscle, whether for more of a like symmetry style workout, or even a beginner. It's a great overall exercise to add to any type of workout, especially if you want to see improvement with your legs. So awesome job with that exercise. Let's move on to chest press and get on with the workout. Okay, so now we're going to start off with the chest press for this exercise. Again, like we've talked about, we're doing 2 sets here. On the start out, as you progress, you can get to 3. We're doing a little bit more this time. We're doing 15 to 20 reps. Our primarily because we're doing bands, of course. And with the bands, we want this because you're going to be a little bit lighter weight. It's a little different resistance, and you can go some more reps because typically you don't get as sore with bands because it doesn't have as much resistance on the eccentric part. So once you do, grab your bands. I have a setup here where I have a rack so I can get wide. I like it anchored up high. If you just have a door frame, that's fine. A column, that's fine. So I've got my handles, and of course if you have a TRX you can do the same. So I'm just gonna step out until I feel like I'm at a good resistance. If you want less resistance, stay back here. If not, step forward. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a chest press. So we're gonna go just straight ahead. Now, on the way back, I want about a 3 to 4 second count. Pause here, press up, okay? So as you see as well, I'm in an athletic stance. So I'll kind of get one foot in front of the other, just like I'm almost ready to sprint. So I'm just gonna ease back, and I just keep this about chest level and just push forward. If you want to add a little bit more kind of squeeze to it, you can turn your hands in like this. So as you go up, when you get to the top, I want you to squeeze your chest here, hold it for 1 or 2 seconds, then come back with 3 or 4 seconds. And take your time. Don't just sit here and press like this. We're doing everything controlled because you'll get a lot more out of it. It'll help build stability and just kind of overall control with your muscles. Bands are a good way because if you go too fast, you really don't get much out of it. So bands are a good way. You can see, even with me, this isn't a heavy weight for me, but it's got you shaking on the way back. So we're just gonna go back for 3 or 4 seconds, then we're gonna press up. So that's all we're gonna do here. Again, 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps, and I'll walk through them with you like I have on all these workouts. So let's get to it. So here we go. I'm gonna start set 1 with you. We're gonna walk through chest press, set 1. We're gonna do not 12 to 15, but 15 to 20 reps. So let me get to it. So I'm gonna grab my straps. I'm gonna get at a comfortable distance where I think a good resistance for me particularly. And what I'll do, got my hands straight ahead. So I start out like this, and I'll bring you in. So I'll actually start right here as 1. I'm gonna pause, I'm gonna go back. Now again, if you wanna make it a little easier, step back. If that resistance isn't as good, you can always step up as far as you can, as far as the resistance bands will allow you to go. So just go to that distance, and I'll hush up and just do the set here. So 3. So I'm gonna ease it back, press, squeeze, 1, 2, 3, 4, squeeze, 1, 2, 4. All right, so I'm gonna do about 15 reps here. I'm not gonna do 20, just save a little time on this video. As you know, they're pretty long with me walking through, so I'm just trying to be with you basically during this journey so you have something to reference. Press. Press. And don't forget, if you have any questions on the workout or any fitness tech, just leave me a comment and I will be absolutely happy to answer them. So I'm gonna knock out about 4 more reps and that'll do my first set. And as you're doing this, you want to push with your chest and not your arms. You are going to use your arms, shoulders, things like that, but you want to push forward with your chest. So really try to focus on the muscle that you're using here. So I'm going to end there. So we got that. So that's the end of, and when you come back, don't just fall back. be controlled in everything you do. So as you just ease back, you see I just gently kind of ease back, let loose, because you don't want to pull anything. So treat it just like free weights and just be careful so you don't get hurt doing it. So let's go to set 2 now. All right, so let's jump back. We're gonna do set number 2 of the chest press. So I'm gonna grab my bands like we have, and I'm gonna walk forward. I'm gonna do this a little bit differently this time. I'm still gonna do the typical chest press, and like I said, I like to start with my hands out. And what I'm gonna do, so let's come back so I can start number 1. So when I go up this time, you can also kind of turn your hands in, so squeeze. So if you prefer to do that, get a little extra squeeze, you're more than welcome to. Sometimes I'll do that on certain chest press and things just to get a little bit more rotation and squeeze, but not all the time. So you can keep it the way we did earlier, or do a squeeze there. However you want, you can mix it in, but again, focus on pressing with the chest. Let's not use the arms. You want to focus that you're using the chest and press with the chest. In a good way, just kind of keep your chest upright. And as you're upright, you know, obviously you're bracing your core here and you're just pressing. So you're not ever slouched or anything like that. Chest up, and we're going straight ahead here. I'm gonna do about 7 more and I'll call it quits. If you want to get a few more reps in, feel free. And going with slower reps like this, especially on the bands, you can see even I shake a little bit. It definitely, bands are great at helping you focus on control. It's just a little bit different on the way back because it gets really lax. So if you take it nice and slow, you can get so much more out of it. Well, let's do about 4 more and I'll call it quits. But again, just do your 15 to 20 reps and we'll move on. You're doing great so far, so just keep up the good work and just keep going. Just try to get better with each rep in each set. And of course, always be careful, safety first. So, all right, set number 2, we'll jump to the next exercise now. All right, so this exercise we're gonna look at now is gonna be the straight arm pull downs. So this is gonna work your lat muscle, specifically right here. Now you are gonna use your triceps a little bit. I mean, you definitely don't wanna use your triceps. Basically, we're gonna be keeping a straight arm with the band and pulling down. So we're pulling down with your back, okay? You'll feel a little bit in the tricep. You don't want to be pulling down with your arms, literally though. So I'm not going like this. I want to keep a straight arm and just squeeze back. The beauty about single arm, you can go further. You've probably seen people in the gym with a straight bar, you know, whether bent over or straight up, and they're coming here. That's essentially what we're doing. You can load the weight up there. That's great. The good part about single arm, you can go further. So let's get to it. Hopefully you can see this okay. I'm gonna try to get it at an angle where you can see. So if you notice, I have the tougher setup, really because it just works for this exercise. So I would definitely get a lighter weight. You can do the other way. You would just have to step further back. This particular setup just works better, like I said, for this exercise. So I'm gonna be pulling down right here. So I'll stand, actually I'll turn a little bit to the side where you can see here. So I'm gonna get right here, arms straight, and I'm just pulling down. So you don't wanna go too far back. Just go a little behind your waist there. And then come up. Now I don't wanna go too far where it relaxes the band. So just find a good distance from your anchor point. And I'm just squeezing down with the back. I can feel my back squeezing right here. So come up and down, up, down. So I'm gonna squeeze, hold for 1 to 2 seconds. Then I want a 3 to 4 second count on the way up, and then down. Okay, if you need to step out just a little bit, that's fine. You don't have to step out as much here, just get at a comfortable distance. And just squeeze down. Now I'm gonna go up and squeeze down. So we're gonna do 15 to 20 on each side. Let me turn a little bit to the side here. And so I'm gonna turn to the side, and this is what you have. So straight, pull back, go up straight, back. So that's all we're doing here, okay? So it's a great exercise to build your lat and give you a little bit wider back. It's just great along with lat pull downs, pull ups. So you'll do the right side. Once you're done with the right side, I'm gonna slide it over here just a little bit so you can see a little bit on the left. We'll just do just a few reps. What you see here, just kind of get comfortable distance, and I just squeeze back. Up, squeeze with the back, raise up, pull, hold it there 1 to 2 seconds and give me a 3 to 4 second count on the way up, and then down. So that's all we're doing here. So quit talking there. That's all you have to do there. We're gonna knock out, same thing, 2 sets, 15 to 20 reps here. I'd start with the lighter weight if you've never done this before, and let's get started on it. Okay, now we're back with the straight arm pull downs with the bands. So we're gonna do, like we've always talked about, 15 to 20 reps. Grab your band. And as you get your band, I'm gonna step back a little bit so you can hopefully see a decent angle here. So I'm gonna get right here, arms straight. I just get in a comfortable position. I don't get bent over, anything like that. I like to just be comfortable, and I just pull down with the back right here. So just pull down with the back, squeeze, then give me a 3 to 4 second count on the way up. So we're gonna do 15 reps here. This is a great exercise to add to any type of workout. Is it gonna be as tough? Well, it's not that it's an easy exercise, it's not that, because if you squeeze tough enough, you'll definitely feel it really well, and you'll be sore the next day. Now, it's a hard exercise on your single arm to really load up with weight, but that's what makes it great. The single arm, you get that extra squeeze right here, because I can go a little bit behind instead of just right here to the front of my body. So like I mentioned before, that's the beauty of the single arm variation of this. I'm just going to call that 8, 9, 10. And I like to just look straight ahead when I'm doing this. I'm kind of looking around to make sure I give you a few angles. I'm going to turn to the side a little bit, see if you can get a little different look. And I just squeeze. So normally I face the bar when I do this. I'm just trying to give the camera a little bit different angle. I'm going to knock out 3 more on this side. All right, so let's knock out the left side here. So I'm just gonna bring the band over here for filming purposes. So I'm gonna grab here and get to where I want, and let's squeeze. So arm straight, squeeze, and pull right here. So you're pulling with the lat. And this is a great exercise to focus on the muscle you're working here. So working your lat, really focus mentally of squeezing that lat, not squeezing your tricep, your arms. You want to focus that you're actually pulling down with your back. So I love this exercise. I incorporate it in a lot of my workouts. If I go a time without it, I always come back to it. Whether it's just a workout every now and then, or I incorporate it into a program I'm currently, working on, or anything like that. I love to incorporate this exercise. So let's say I'm at 9. I want to see if I can turn this way. It's not ideal here, but I'm going to try to give you a little bit different angle. Let's step back just a little bit. All right, we'll just call that 15. I think that's close enough. So good job, that's set number 1. Got one more set. All right, now we're back, set number 2, straight arm pull downs. So I'm gonna jump right to it because we have a lot of reps here on each side. So 15 to 20 reps, arms straight, comfortable position, and I'm pulling back with the lats here. So I'm pulling back here. Just keep it nice and easy, and you definitely get a lot out of it as you control this. So if you need to step out a little bit more, feel free. I'll go here to give you more of a back view of it. So we're just squeezing here. So just up. I'm gonna hold it for my second or two, and then slowly go up. I'll give you 2 more reps on the right side, then I'll switch over to the left. All right, so that's the right side, so let's switch over to the left. I'll start on the back here, and I'll open up here in just a second. Just give you a little different angle. Won't stay here too long. I'm gonna step back just a little bit and squeeze. All right, so I'm gonna turn a little bit more sideways so you can see from the side again. So I'm gonna get here and straight down. So I think I'm around, we'll call it 7. So I'll do 8 more. Step back just a tad. And I like to keep my chest up. I don't like to hunch over when I do this. I like to just stay up and just get comfortable spot, because I always like to work on posture when I'm working out, just staying tall, chest out. All right, so let's say 4 more. Hold, then give me 4 seconds on the way up. Hold, 4 seconds on the way up. I'll do 2 more. So right there. And on your last reps, if you really want to make it tough, hold it there a little bit longer if you like, and just go as slow as you can on the way up. You'll just get that just more engagement and just a good feeling. Give you that little extra pump. So great job on your back. If you've never done that exercise, it's a great one to incorporate, whether you're using weights from like a cable machine or band. So great job. Let's move on to the next exercise. All right, so now we are going to do side raises. So this is pretty similar to the dumbbell side raises we've done before. So we're working the side delts again. We're gonna start with a band, start in the lower position on my rack or your door. You can also put the band under your foot if you need to and come up that way. So for the setup I have, I'm going to add it to the bottom, and you see I have it connected the same way I usually do. And one thing I want to point out, if you notice here, I have it wrapped around the band. I call that the easier kind of setup for a band. What this allows, it allows you to stretch the band further. Now you can also, with these particular handles, as you see up here, we'll get to at some point in the workout, but you can just loop them both in there. There's a lot more resistance there. So if you're going for a heavier resistance type exercise, you can set the bands like that. If you need to stretch out a little further and need more flexibility with the resistance, I like doing it that way because you can kind of step out to where you need, and it's not near as tough as that. So you can kind of basically customize it to what you need a lot easier. So let's get to side raise. Sorry for that side note, just want to point that out. But on the side raises, so I just kind of start athletic stance like most things. And I like to start kind of right here. And I simply just raise up. Now, I don't want to raise up too high. I'm not going way up here or anything like that. So I like to go shoulder level. So we're working that side delt. So as I go up, I like to hold it there for a split second, just 1-2 count at the most, and just slowly lower it down. I don't want to see this. This is doing nothing. You're getting a little bit on the way up, absolutely nothing on the way down. When you're doing side raises, even with dumbbells, you get so much out of the negative. So just going slow on the way down. So that's something I just want to make note of. And that's why I talk about 3 or 4 seconds on the eccentric part of the workout or the exercise, because it does so much for your actual gains. So let's start out. And I'm going to just go up. We're going to do 2 sets of 15 to 20, just like we've been doing. So I kind of just get straight up, maybe athletic stance. I wouldn't get too stiff here. I just always like to have bent knees a little bit and I'm just going up. I have a slight bend in my elbows. I don't keep them completely straight, just a slight bend. If you have shoulder issues, you can definitely go lower. You don't have to go to 90 degrees, but I like to keep it just kind of shoulder height. So again, I'll go up, hold it there for a second or two, and I'll do about a 3 to 4 second count on the way down, and just squeeze back up. And I found the squeaky handle here again. I'll switch that out for the next set. So sorry about that. We'll try to get by the squeaky handle here. So I'm going up and down. So that's all we're doing here. Again, 2 sets of 15 to 20. So you definitely go with the lighter weight here. Don't push too much. And like everything, to make it harder, that's why I say start with the lighter weight. You can always step out further and make it much more difficult, or you can scoot yourself in and there's a lot less resistance on it. So there's a lot more flexibility with the setup like this. So when you're done with the right side, let's switch over to the left. I'm not gonna finish everything here, but it's the same concept. So we're just gonna go like this right here. And I'll move around to show you different angles throughout this particular exercise, just so you see what it looks like from multiple angles. But that's all we're doing. Up, hold for 1 to 2 seconds, and then slowly go down for a 3 or 4 second count. Pause for a split second, but you don't want to relax here. You want to keep engaged and then raise up. But we're working this side delt like I spoke of. So sorry for the long intro there, but I wanted to give you a few tips on the bands. So let's get to set number 1. All right, now we're gonna start set number 2, or excuse me, set number 1 of the side raises. So we're going to the side here. I'm gonna do 15 to 20 reps. I'm gonna keep it at 15 to do it. So just get your band, whatever, if you wanna get closer, if you need less resistance, just step in, step further out if you wanna make it more difficult. I'll get somewhere in between. It's probably a good starting point. If that's too easy, step out and so forth. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna go up to the side. So 1. So like we talked about, we're gonna go up, I'm gonna pause there for about a second, and then I want a 3 to 4 second count on the way down. So I'm just slightly bent, shoulder width apart, legs. Just get comfortable. You don't have to be stiff like a board. You don't have to be hunched over. I just like to get in a comfortable position, and I go up to about shoulder level. So there's 4. So we'll do this, and I'll switch angles. I'll move around for you throughout the exercise just to give you different angles on this. I'm gonna go to the side so this camera gets it a little bit better, and you may get a back shot of the other, so let's check that out. 9. And it doesn't matter what type of weight you get with shoulders. You're gonna feel a burn, regardless if you're going heavy or light. And don't sit here and think you can't grow your shoulders by using a light weight. You absolutely can. But you want, like I always talk about, you want to control the weight and don't let the weight control you, because that will increase the safety of your exercises and workouts. And this is a relatively light weight for me, but my shoulders are feeling it. So that's the right side. Now I'm going to switch over, do the left. So let's get here, get a little comfortable. Now I'm going to do the same thing. So going right here. Like I said, I don't keep my arms completely straight. I like to have a slight bend to the elbow. There's 4, 5, 6. And as you get here, when you get to the bottom part, don't relax. Don't relax. Keep the tension on your side delt here, because you always want to keep it engaged. You never want to relax during the exercise. So I just bring it to a point where there's still resistance on the band here, and then I'll raise up. I think I was on 8. We'll see. I'm trying to give you just a good reference. For pace, you can slow it down. It can be a little bit faster, but I'm just giving you just a, like I said, just a reference point to kind of be around tempo-wise to engage that muscle well. And you always want to be focusing and thinking about the muscle that you're using. It's very important. It takes time with working out, but you'll get a lot more out of it if you can actually feel the muscles you're working on. So it takes time, but you'll get there. So I did 15 reps, or roughly there. So done with set 1, you're doing great. All right, so now let's do set number 2 of the side raises again. I'm gonna try to jump through this a little bit quicker, not talk as much to get you through this workout. So here we go. I'm gonna get set. And like I said, I'm gonna do 15. And I'm gonna try to get a little different angle, just see if it'll give a little different look on the camera. So there's 3. And like I said, just, you wanna be slow on the way down, so don't let it fall like we've talked about. So I'm gonna go up, pause. I want a 3 to 4 second count on the way down. As we talked about, keep the resistance right here in the band. Don't relax. And then raise again. And when you raise up, you can breathe out. And just lower it slowly. I think I'm on 8 right here. Don't hold me to it. I get distracted when I start talking, so we'll see. We'll get there. We're getting close enough. We'll call that 9. And I like to look straight ahead when I'm doing this. You can look down to check your form a little bit if you need to, but as you go up, you definitely want to feel it in your side delts. And you'll feel it. If you go nice and slow, you'll absolutely feel it. All right, so to the right side, switch over quickly to the left, and just go about it. And one thing with the band, don't get too far. I like to get somewhat lined up with it. You don't have to be perfect, but I like to get kind of close to it, but just get to where you're comfortable. You just don't want to be too far from the band where it puts you in an awkward position. So I think this is 4. But you're doing great so far. If you're using all these workouts, they're a good starting point. And like we've talked about, you can always add to it. I just start you easy with 2 sets of everything, just to try to get you comfortable with the movement. All right, I'm gonna call that 10. We'll do 5 more. I'm gonna open up a little bit, see if we can get a little bit different angle for these last few. All right, so that's roughly 15 there. So we're done with side raises. Great job. Let's get to the next one. All right, now we're starting with arms. We're gonna go with bicep curls first. Now, I call this basically what it is. We're gonna lean forward and do curls here. So as you're curling, we're gonna get similar to the various band exercises like the chest press and so forth. So I'm gonna grab my bands. As you see, I have a lower setup on my rack. So if you're using a door frame, you may want to start towards the bottom or whatever you may be using. You'll see it just works with this exercise. If you need to adjust a little bit, feel free. But what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna kind of get in an athletic stance like I did with the chest press, but if you notice, my arms are back. So what I'm gonna do, chest up, look forward, and if you need less resistance, step back. Just get a comfortable distance. If you need to step way forward, do that. But what you want to do, arms back, we're not doing anything like this. We're not just moving the arms, things. We are simply squeezing the biceps. So, you see my arms are straight back, and all I'm gonna do is squeeze. If that's not heavy enough for you, you can slow the reps, or like I talked about, you can step up. So just get a comfortable distance. Squeeze. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, back, up, and squeeze that bicep. Hold it for a couple seconds to really get a squeeze on the biceps, and you'll get a lot more out of it. So 1, 2, I'm gonna take a 3 or 4 second count back, because with this exercise particularly, as you're leaning forward and you're squeezing the bicep up, it's easy just to do that. You don't want to do that. It negates everything you're working for. So squeeze and then just slowly go back. That's all we're doing here. So let's go ahead and start the 2 sets and knock those out. Again, we're going to do just like everything else, 2 sets, 15 to 20 reps. So let's do it. All right, so we're gonna do set number 1, 15 to 20 reps. I'll do closer to 15 here just for time purposes. So like I said, start like you're doing the chest press, arms back, and we're not moving the arms up like this. We're just squeezing the bicep. So you see it's just the lower part of my arm. The top part of my arm is not moving hardly at all. So squeeze it there, and then a 3 to 4 second count down. Squeeze, hold it there, squeeze your bicep as you're at the top. Get that blood flow to the bicep there. So if you want to lean forward a little bit more, feel free to. Just keep that chest up. Let's not get low or anything like that. Chest up, squeeze. Squeeze. All right, I'm gonna do about 5 more and we'll be done with this set. If you need to do more than that, go for it. But you know, keep it to 20 or so with these bands. If you want to add resistance as you do a little bit more, add a little intensity with the bands or step forward and do a few less reps, feel free. We're doing more reps these really the first time you do the workout, the first few times, just so you get comfortable with the movements. Then you can adjust from there. Squeeze, and I'm gonna go slow. Even extra slow on my last one just to get a little extra burn, and I'm done. So even though you can tell I'm breathing here, it's hot in this gym, but even with bands you can get a great pump with your biceps. So great job on set 1. Let's knock out the last set and we'll move to triceps. All right, so let's go ahead and start set number 2 right here. Get your bands, step out, and let's get to work. So I'm gonna step up, arms back, hands back, and I just squeeze up. And a 3 to 4 second count on the way back. Like I said, I'm gonna do 15 reps here. But feel free to do more if you need to. But just really work on the motion. Really squeeze right here at the top. It's very important to bring blood flow to the, kind of keep it there for the muscle you're working on, especially biceps. If you can squeeze at the top, it really helps get a pump with your biceps. So again, we're not moving like that. Just keep your upper arms as still as you can and just squeeze that bicep, and your hands will come up to your bicep. So just keep working at it. I'll do about 8 more reps and we'll get out of here for this exercise. Squeeze. You see everything's just nice and controlled. Just right here at my sides. I'm gonna knock out 4 more reps. So, like I said, look ahead. If you look down to check out your form, that's fine as well, but most sets you wanna be looking ahead. And don't use your shoulders. We want to use biceps here, so don't pull your shoulders in with it. I'm going to just do 2 more reps. Last rep. So let's make this one really count, the very last one. I'm going to go up. I'm going to squeeze the bicep. I'm going to hold it for another couple seconds. Really feel the squeeze. And let's go, let's do about a 5-second count on the way back. All right, that's it. Great job, you're killing it. Good job. We have our last exercise of triceps next. So let's get to it and get you out of here. All right, so you made it this far. We're on the last exercise of the workout today with bands. So we're gonna do just your normal tricep extensions. You can do this with TRX, of course, as well. If you notice, I kind of have a mid-level part as far as my bands go. I could go higher if I wanted to. That would work okay as well. So grab your bands, and same as your chest press and your biceps, all that, we're gonna step forward. So you can grab your handles. You're not getting that same similar stance again. The only difference, my hands are up, my elbows are in. So you can get your hands like this. You can wrap your thumbs around, whatever's comfortable for you. and lean forward, chest up, and we're going to push out with our triceps. Okay? So same process, squeeze it when you're out here, and try to give me about a 3 to 4 second count back, get a good stretch of your triceps, go forward. So you'll definitely, triceps will probably make you shake almost more than any exercise for whatever reason. It's just, you can put a lot of stress on them in a good way. So we're going to do 2 sets of 15 to 20 here as well. And I'll show you a few variations too. As you progress, one little tip. So one way to intensify it, you can hold 1 out there and just press 1. So as you're doing the exercise on 1, you're still stressing the tricep, holding it out there. So that's one thing you can do, but we're going to just keep it simple, and we're just doing 2 at the same time here today. So like I said, out, squeeze, and when you come back, be safe with it, just ease up like all our exercise when we're stretched out. And like I said, we're going to do 2 sets of that, 15, 20 reps. Let's get after it and get done. All right, set number 1, let's knock out our 15 to 20 reps. So just like we did in the intro to this exercise, grab your bands. We're going to step out like our chest press or even our biceps, like most of our exercises. I'm going to keep my elbows in, up about, just normal shoulder level. And I'm going to push my elbows out, not my elbows, but with the triceps, push your hands out. So, and hold it there for just a second. And then come back with a 3 to 4 second count, get a good stretch of your triceps and push. So we want our 15 to 20 reps. If you shake a little bit, it's perfectly okay. If you need to back off a little bit to make it a little less intense, there's no issue with that. So just get a comfortable distance for you. And we're going to go back. So 15 to 20 reps. It doesn't matter what type of weight you do. You can get a great burn with your triceps here, regardless of the weight. So just keep at it. I'm going to do 5 more reps here and we'll be done. All right, 2 more reps. All right, so that's it. We're done with set 1. Let's get to set 2 and we'll be out of here. So great work so far, keep it up. Last set of the workout, tricep extensions. Grab your bands and let's finish it up. Let's finish it up strong. So good last set. Elbows in and up and just press. So squeeze it out there and then a 3 to 4 second on the way back. You're doing great as you have been. If you're doing this as the 3rd workout, awesome. But like I've talked about, you can incorporate these 3 workouts however you like. You can do 3 in a week. You can do a couple in a week and mix in the band when you don't have access to weights, things like that. So just be creative, but be consistent. All right, so I'm gonna do about 7 more reps. Make sure you get your 15 to 20. And just breathe on your way out. Just nice and controlled. I'm gonna do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and on the last one, I'm gonna hold it out. You see I'm shaking, I'm feeling it too. Get that. And then I'm just gonna slowly come in with about a 5 count. Get a good stretch on the tricep there, and then just kind of ease back. All right, that's it. Great job. Thank you for watching this workout series. Remember, you can plug these workouts into your schedule however you like. So just keep at it and progress each day and week. Stay positive, get after it. You can definitely do it. Now, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Your support really means a lot to me. I appreciate everybody for helping this channel get close to 500 subscribers and beyond. Have a great week. I'll see you later.